Technology rhyme, it is a force from a boss, prepared to take a loss. I'm MCLA Bruiser, the feeder, of course. Yes, I'm back with the new type of style of rap. You don't believe me? Try to diss me, catch your eye, Jammy Jack. You were trifling, you were trying any way. Until you get disrespected, break my law on the pay. You will have tears in your eyes, start to pop it inside. To the master who I am, or respect you with pride. Cause you a sucker from the east side, from uptown, BBD, better known as the Boogie Down. So why don't you just chill, enjoy the sensation. The new style of rap is from the new generation. Rap's new generation. Rap's new generation. Rap's new generation. Rap's new generation.
Sorry, old timers, it's time to make way for the Lord K. Born and his man L.A. The Lord K. Born wishes me on the mic, indicate every lyric that is written is right, coming straight from the head to control this nation. The classical too is rap's new generation, developing skills, inventing concepts, releasing my talent in set after set, achieving and believing that this style will work with TR on the beats. We can't get jerked, cause all my rounds are operating in a form exclusively fresh in the name of K. Born. This is a demonstration and also my creation. The classical too is in its own generation. Rap's new generation. Get on up. Generation. Rap's new generation. Get on up. Rap's new generation.
Which was the best year, y'all?
In the place to be, just for you, it's the Ultra Magnetic MC. Say what? We the Piper Howard childish rhymes. The jam is just moving. The crowd is steady moving. To a supersonic pace with high, the stupid bass with some pep in the step. Cause the beat is so funky, the pace is well kept. Cause we're Ultra. MC Ultra. MC Ultra. Cool key. They use simple back and forth, the same old rhythm that a baby can pick up and join right with them, but the rhymes are pathetic. They think they copacetic, using nursery terms, at least not poetic on an educated base. Intelligent wise, as the record just turned, you learn, plus burn by the flame of the lyrics which cooks the human brain, providing overheating knowledge by means causing pain, making migraine headaches yourself start to melt while the techniques spin. The wax is on the belt, motivating clockwise. The more you realize, more love's moving steady by most. We're ever ready, like a battery charged and worth the alkaline. Yes, the mystery to solve. So seeking to find these words I've given, extreme and out driven with a Datsun, a Maxim of the guy. Yes, the wizard Cool Keith, and I'm sporting my rhyme, cause we're Ultra. MC Ultra. MC Ultra. MC.
1993, you say. Okay, good morning.
Say G.
Using frequencies and data, I am approximate, leaving revolutions, turning emerging chemistry with the precise implications achieved, adversity, explorating, demonstrating, ruling, dominating, igniting, causing friction with nuclear alarm, separates competing bodies from me, the scientist, as I execute lyricists known as predators, when by stripping high potents and make penicillin, I will shoot and sort out and stomp.
What year was the best in hip hop, music wise? I'm doing this off the top of my head. I was in Latin Quarters. Back then. So I know all these records off the top of my head. I don't even need a list to go off. I know all these records.
Turn up the bass, check out my melody, hand out a cigar.
I know all these records.
Born and my name's the R. AKA I am not like the rest of them. I'm not on the list. That's what I'm saying. I got minds like a scientist. My melodies is the code for every next episode. At the mic open, distorted, ready to explode. I keep the mic at Fahrenheit. Frequencies to make it colder. The listener system is kicking like solar. As I memorize, advertise like a poet. Keep you going when the flow's moving up. You know it, bro. That's why the mirror on my story I tell a B. Nobody beats the R. Check out my melody. Check out my melody. Check out my melody.
What year was the most dominant year in hip hop? I'm going through 88 real quick. I'm going to go through 88 real quick. I'm going to just show y'all some of the records that was popping in 1988 that was like groundbreakers. And listen, y'all may not get it, but you know, in Europe, y'all could probably say 1994 Africa. Y'all go see, 'cause that's when y'all was really getting that beat. Y'all was getting it hard back then, like pause. Y'all was getting that. Y'all was really getting the music back then. That's when we was able to distribute the music. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go.
MCs out there.
Yeah.
Wow,
1988 and 1994. What was the year?
Where we rest.
The style of the rap makes your hands clap. Take care of yourself because the lines are strapped. They mean
Y'all tell me.
time for play. If you buy a line, they pull you away. The more you bite.
1988 or 1994? What was the year? Wow.
Yeah, go with him.
1988 or 1994? Come on, that's MC Light. Come on.
When you say you love me, it doesn't matter. It goes into my head as just chit
That
chat.
was 94, okay. Let's go through some 88 joints first.
None of it seriously, and even
We're
if
gonna
I did,
start
I wouldn't
early
tell
with the
you
88
so.
joint.
I let you pretend to read me, and then you know, cause I hate when one attempts to
You
analyze
analyze-
fact. I despise.
Hey.
Don't even try to look into my eyes to see what I am thinking. That dream is over. Your yacht is sinking. I tell all of you, like I told all of them, what you say to me.
They said
is just
1988. There you go.
them.
Patient Row, good morning. Shout out to all my hip hop enthusiasts, people that know hip hop. 1988 or 1994, which was the most influential year in hip hop?
No, that's not my strategy, not the game I play.
What-
I
what
admit I
was the
play a
most-
game, but it's not
yeah,
done
you know
that
what I'm
way.
saying?
Truly, when I get involved, I give it my heart. I mean, my mama sold my body. I mean, every part.
Wow, which was the most influential year in hip hop? Good morning,
I
Chris.
don't know what this world is coming to. Yes, the rhythm, the
What was the year? We got some heat 1988 now. Let's not play around. Let's not play around.
It's time to play the lyrics. Some say no to the album, the show, bum rush the sound. I made a year ago. I guess you know. You guess I'm just a radical, not on sabbatical. Yes, to make it critical. The holy part of your body, shipping party at 2. Pass the power on the hour from the rebel to you. Hey, yo, Chuck, man, I don't understand this, man.
Wow. Wow. Which? Can I go through these records? Give me one from 1988. that you
Yo, what's
think-
up, Cool Keith? Yo, what up, Set J?
Wow.
Yo, what's up, Trav? What's up, Set, man? What's over there? He's ready to get busy. Yo, Keith, you know what? I like this beat you brought over.
Told you about it.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it into my ultra
it
laboratory
work
and
with
hook
it,
it up.
man. Bring it up.
Yo, bust this. Now that's funky.
I tell you, boy,
We all heard. This is so funky that I'm gonna send more back to the turntable.
Burn Hollywood Burn was
Wait, no, get it now. And we're gonna do this. It's funky. I know you
Oh,
know
yeah.
this, brother. Like, you know that.
I'm gonna suppress stuff for you.
Right now.
This might have been, probably Burn Hollywood Burn.
On, yeah, I'll check out a movie, but it'll take a black one to move me. Get me the hell away from this TV. All the news and views are beneath me. So all I hear about is shots bringing out about gangs putting each other's head out. So I'd rather kick some slang out. All right, fellas, let's go hang out. How they would or would they not make us all as bad like I know they had. But some things I'll never forget, yeah. So step and fetch.
All right, pause a second. Pause. What year? What up, Paulie? What year was the most dominant year in hip hop? 88, 94, nice, but 88, I might as well on being pro-black. Well, we have other records to review. Let's go. Let's go. 88, we had some joints. Listen. 88.
Girls, I got them locked so similar to a prison. In my awesome jams that are causing me favoritism. I heard of being doping, but this beats the mover. The choreographer causing your funky dope maneuver. I'm your boss rapping, you're the proper hire. For music supplements, the funky drummers.
We haven't even gotten to some of the big ones. I'm just rolling them off. I'm just rolling 88. No, Cocoa Brothers was 88. I'm just rolling off 1988 real quick. I'm not even getting into the big ones yet. I'm just going through some of the we just rocking some of the cool joints.
Homegirls, attention, you must pay. So listen close to what
1988.
I say. This as a simple rhyme. For this type of thing happens all the time. Now, what would you do if a stranger said hi? Would you diss them or would you?
Oh, 1988. Come on. What are we talking about?
Check it out. MCMI, people call me Milk. When I'm busting up a party, I feel no guilt. Gizmo's cutting up for the suckers that's down with me. For one of us, that's how I feel.
Wow.
To be down, you must appeal. 2 and 2, we're rated on.
We haven't even gotten to some of the big ones yet. 1988. We're just going through them. Yeah. 1988 and 1994. What was the biggest shit? Come on, everybody into the building. Let's go.
People in the audience, Coochie Rap is my name. I write rhymes and assert them inside the brain. And DJ Polo, the man up behind me, operates the turntables when I'm rocking my rhymes. So give a demo.
Wow. 1988 or 19. Stop. Let me stop for a second. 1988. Good morning, everybody. Unction in the building. What year was the dopest year in hip hop for albums? And when you start to put it together, you start to really focus on listening to hip hop music. You start to know what it is. And I know that in Europe, y'all was getting it the 90s. Y'all was because we didn't really have the distribution arms in the 80s that you had in the 90s. Like you couldn't get these records the way we had them in the 80s in Europe. Not as much, you know what I'm saying? But this is 1988. 1988. I love it. Good morning.
Mr. Dynamite.
Yes, y'all are killer like beaten. You can either dance or just have a seat and listen to the way in what I am displaying. A different kind of rapper language that I am saying.
Stop for a second. 1988. So I'm not out here trying to date myself as an old dude, but let me explain something to you. 1988 was a year that really blew people's mind away when it came to hip hop. Now, listen, we was having this argument. I'm
with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice
NWA was more 1989.
Some smooth lyrics.
NWA was more like
straight, you know what I'm saying? And ain't no half stepping. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Stepping to me. They want to get some, but I'm the king, so yo, you know the outcome. Another victory. They can't get with me. So pick a BC day, cause you are history. I'm the authentic.
Yes. All right, let's go West Coast.
To beat me, it's gonna take a miracle. And stepping to me. Yo, that's a wrong move. So what you on, Hobbs? Dope a dog food.
Let's go to West Coast. Let's go to West Coast too. Show love to the West Coast. They started to get their act together in 1988. They mixed a lot. Woo! Yo, let's show love. Let's show some love. Yo. Well, colors is just, but listen, Ice-T. It wasn't even that record. Ice-T's record in '88 was this one, 6 in the morning. This is 1987, though.
Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a grand. Gold on my neck, my pistol's close at hand. I'm a self-made monster of the city.
The question I'm having for everybody today, is what year was the dopest year in hip hop? 1988 or 1994? Let's get to 88. Let's get to 88. Come on, everybody. I'm to the building. Let's go. What was the year? 1988 or 1994? Let's go. Hey. You said 98? 98's a good year. Well, the reason why I did this, how
Fans came with making that groove. People always say, what the hell is that, man? I can't understand. A one homeboy became a...
So the reason I'm having this debate, because I put a picture up in about, wait a minute. Kid and Play. All right. Let's shout to Kid and Play. Let's get them all out there. MC Light, Positive K, Step Up Front, Audio 2. Yo, the records are ridiculous. The records are ridiculous.
Check this one here for me and my DJ. Cha-cha-cha to the Mardi Gras. I'm the dopest female that you've heard thus far. And I do get better. The voice gets wetter. Nobody gets hurt.
As long as you let her.
Do my thing with
the look, the style, the imaging. We just started getting our images right. I mean, come on. 1988. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? 1988. What are we talking about, people? Wow.
Word. Yo, what up, D Nice? Yo, what's up, Scott LaRock?
Yo, Nori was in 1988. Nori was in 1988.
I want to tell you a little something about us. We're the Boogie Down Production crew. And due to the fact that no one outside there knew what time it was, we have to tell you a little story about where we come from. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx.
1988, y'all. Let's go. 19. Y'all really want to go there? Let's go there. I got the big joints, the little joints that led to joints, the beef, the battle joints. This is 1988, y'all. 1988. Let's love it. Come on, show me where you at. Show me what you got. Ooh. Wow. JJ Fad. I just want to bring y'all up to speed. What's the best? Yeah, but I gotta bring. I'm into 1994, right? But I gotta start it off. Y'all understand what we're dealing with.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Hey. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. You see me coming in, he dance with the slipper sense.
All right. We'll say the bridge is over is 87. because I was there. I was in Union Square in 1987 when they put this record, but we were leading into 88, so that counts as 88. We were leading into 88. I know. I was in the Union Square when they did this live. Red Alert, everybody. I was there. All right. Shout to JC Dances. Shout to JC Dances. I was there. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you where I was at. You know what I'm saying? I was in the club when they did this, when they broke this out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is 87, 88 too. So when we say 88, we kind of mean the end of 87 too. So 87 and then the beginning of 89. We got to give them that bridge of a time. But wait a minute. Here's one that you guys wouldn't believe. This is 87, 88. Let's go. Let's go. You know what? My wife's name.
Parents are the same no matter time or place. They don't understand that us kids are going to make some mistakes. So to you other kids all across the land, there's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
They changed the beat on this one, though. They changed the beat. They used to use the I Dream of Jeannie beat on this one. Oh, man. 1988 was a year. Before I go to 1994, give me some more 1988 joints that was really popping. Give me some more 1988 joints that was incredible, like the joints that you feel as if I hadn't played. I played a lot of them. You know, we go down here. I was rocking. You know what I'm saying? But give me some more joints. And I don't want to go into late 89. I just want to go into 88 as we start to move into 89. You know what I'm saying? Like, while Latin Quarters was still open, 89 Latin Quarters was kind of like dying. But this is...
Here it comes.
This is
cylindrical drum accompanied by staccato human tones. It has been his aim to add breadth and depth, to give realism and
I'm about to get there.
and Eagle Bird applies to convey actual movement.
Intro, I start to go, my rhymes will flow, so get up and dance, cause Kane said so. If you were lounging around, it's time to get up. Pardon my expression, but I'ma tear shit up. I'll appear right here and scare and dare, a mere musketeer that would dare to compare. I do declare, getting busy is where it's at, but what you're saying, you wouldn't get a point for that, cause you're a featherweight.
Wow. Yeah. 19.
Yo, can I hear this record by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock? Hey, man, you sure
By the way, this record...
You sure about that, man?
Yo, Philip, this record is the biggest. Maximilian, no.
You're about to be possessed by the sounds of
biggest record of 1988, 89.
And DJ Easy Rock.
Did it.
Wow.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because I get stupid. I mean outrageous.
So I loved what I loved about this record, Rob Bass, was that his name was Rob Bass. His DJ name was Easy Rock. It was during the crack era, and the first line of the record was, I want to rock right now. I thought that was the best. Yes, Jungle Brothers. Who said Jungle Brothers? Who said Jungle Brothers?
The Black Prince. Could I be right?
Who said the Jungle Brothers? 1988.
Subject matter of the age. So Sam, talk to me about this.
Who said the Jungle Brothers?
Now here we have a theory. That makes me kind of weary. It's a humorous fact that makes my eyes tear.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they call it. The thing's so big, you need a U-Haul or haul it. It's up on the top. This damn boy, they cannot be stopped. Jim Brown,
that's what it is. Wow. And also, in 1988, this group right here came out, and they had became an international, just ridiculous group right here.
Yo, Possum Dub, stand clear to be plugged up into line 1 and 2 so y'all can flaunt that new style of speed.
Good luck to both of you. Plug 1, plug 2, plug 1, plug 2.
1988.
Plug 1, plug 2, plug 1.
Answering any other service, prerogative, praise positively, I'm acquitted. Enemies publicly shame my utility. After the battle, they admit since I'm with it. Simply sued well.
All right, we got 1994 now, but because I just want to be correct. But hold on, my man. Shout out to everybody that's coming in this morning. Good morning, Dr. D. Nice. Daylight. But yeah. I want to be correct this morning. To my man, Yves Kakul. Because sometimes music, y'all might get it later than it came out. I'm talking about in New York City when the records was sort of like the Mecca of hip hop. These records, and I know a lot of y'all, in all fairness to y'all wasn't getting this music sometimes right away because a lot of music came over to Europe in imports back then. It wasn't like today where a record could come out today and y'all get it right away. We didn't have that ability. So yeah, of course, we would probably say, he says from the Congo, 88 hip hop's world was crooked by Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanilli we didn't see Milli Vanilli into, they became big in 1990, 91. That's when they were big. So, you probably, to my brother from the Congo, he probably didn't get that music until that time. So, so just here. So listen, we went through, for those that was here already, and I'm sorry if you just got here, right? But those that was here, we went through a list of amazing records from 1988. We went through a list of them. We went through a whole from 1988. In the turnaround, we're gonna go to 1994, but I'm gonna drop one more record. Because we didn't really even get through all the records from 1988. We didn't even get all the records from the year. All right, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. One more for the road. One of the most influential groups from 1986 to 1988.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many weeks shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you thinking of this. You keep repeating your miss. The rhyme from the microphone solo with. So you sit by the radio and on the dial soon. As you hear it, pump up the volume. Dance with the speakers.
Wow. 1988 or 1994, which was year? Well, good morning, Sherry. Good morning, everybody. Which was the year? Which was the year that we thought was the most influential year in hip hop? Now, in 1988, we had KRS-One, it's 87, but this is his hits in 87. Bismarck was crazy, biggest year in hip hop. We had Big Daddy Kane. By that time, he started to come into his own into 1988. Public Enemy was in 1988. Wow. Think about what's happening. Wow. MC Light Audio 2, 1988. Wow. EPMD, 1988. We played them earlier. Wow. EPMD in 1988. Please.
You got the shit.
What are you talking about? Wow, nice history lesson this morning. Amazing, right? These are great. All right, we're going to go to 1994. And in all fairness to 1988, they didn't have, at least 1994 had 1988 to sort of bounce off of. Right? 1988, big up Budapest. What's up, Budapest? 1988 didn't have, 1988 had like Run DMC. They had like, right. The Flavor Year was in 94. Flavor, that's more like 90. We got to know the years that these albums came out. So, Craig Mack and by that time, Craig, Flavor in Your Ear was more like 93. Yeah, 93. All right, so let's go to 1994. Let's start the show. We're going to go to 1994 in a second. Let's get the show started, everybody. I'm going to hang out with my MOP page for a little while just because it's hip-hop. We're talking hip-hop today, so I want to just hang out with y'all today, so we're going to get it going, all right?
Hey, Dad, it's
Good
Dawn.
morning. Flavor in Your Ear. Yeah, that was a dope
I know how
record.
you get, so don't be too rough.
Rest in
on
peace,
him.
Craig Matt.
Love you and good luck. Bye.
Yeah, well, we had Gangstar.
Welcome to the Raw Perspective with your host, the incomparable
This is the
Uncle
debate.
Laze, a.k.a. Laze Elliott, a.k.a. Lazy Laze from the world famous, kicking it with you in topics about.
Good morning, everybody. I had a little false start this morning. But listen. The reason why I'm doing this is because of a picture that I put up. I put this picture up on my page, on the MOP page. So on the MOP page, I put a picture up. Good morning, it's your Uncle Lace from Raw Perspective. This is the morning emails. I hope y'all having a good time this morning as we go through the best year in hip hop musically. And I think a lot of people are saying it's 1998, and some people are saying some people are saying that it's 1994. So all right, so let's go to it. 1988, let's go. No. We're gonna go to it in a second. I just wanna get to this picture that I put up. I'm gonna share this picture real quick before we do anything. So here's a picture I put up from 1988 at the Castle. It was late 88. It might have been 89. All right, this picture, and in 1 year, over 15,000 people, and one day, was it one day? Yeah, in 1.5 days, 15,000 people posted, over 1,500 people shared it. They commented on the picture. So let me just go to the picture so y'all can see it. All right, let me just share. Bang, bang, bang. Pardon me. Let me just stop this screen. Let me share this other screen. So I'm going to share this picture, right? And this picture, let's go to it. There we go. And this picture right here, all right, over 15,000 people came, was like, yo, this is a great picture. All right. Let me get out of here. Hard time. Who is this? Yeah. So 15,000 people shared. It was me, Big Daddy Kane. Let me get this guy out of here. Sorry, hard time. We'll get back to you in a second. All right. Me, Big Daddy Kane, Kid Capri, Ramiro. Was Kane's driver, but that's Jay-Z's. He was Jay-Z's driver for years. And Positive K. You know Positive K. Brother, the legendary Positive K. So in the chat of all the conversations, they were debating on what was the most influential year in hip hop. So pardon me for preempting the intro this morning. So I'm going through it this morning because I want everybody to, and before I cut off my MOP page, I want to go through 1994 and let's see. And if you got a joint from 94, put it in, because I want to give 94 its due. But more people were saying 1988 was the more influential year in hip hop. That's why I played all them records. They said 1994 was the most influential. Well, Beating Us. Oh my gosh, yes, of course, the Mash Out Posse. Listen. Let me give you a preempt. Coolio, yeah, 1994. Coolio, fantastic boy. Let's start off on the West Coast in 1994. Let's start off on the West Coast in 1994, and not even go to the East Coast. Let's go to the West Coast. 1994. We're gonna hang out on the West Coast for a second. Wow, just to get, and let me start off with Coolio. Rest in peace to the legendary Coolio. 1994. Let's give him a score. Let's start off 1994. Let's start off 1994 on the West Coast, United States. Look at my life. This brother right here, rest in peace
You want to tell me what this is all about?
Hey, Coolio.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been laughing and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking. Are you
in a gangster's paradise? Wow. Oh, too short. Let's go here. Let's go to the Chronic, 1994. By that time, let's just go Ice Cube first. Ice Cube. Let's go Cube. 19. Well, no, he's before 1994. Let's go to the Chronic. 94 was the Chronic. Yo. Oh, let's go to the Chronic. I mean, it's crazy. When you think about the records that came out in 1994. Oh, we can go anywhere on the Chronic, but let's go here.
Yeah, this is DJ.
Let's go here. Let's go ahead. Oh, 94. Wow. Artifacts. We're going to do all that.
1, 2, bring it to the folks. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Cause you know.
I just went to the big ones. We had some big ones in 94, but then let's talk about what would the heat from 1994. Let's go to 94. Come on, hip hop. How do we do this? Let's go here. Let's go 1994, y'all. Let's go. Wow. Wow, 1994, y'all.
It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. The mic is contacted, I attract clientele. My mic check is life or death. Breathing the slightest breath. I exhale the yellow smoke of Buddha through righteous steps.
Wow. It's a lot. Listen. 1994 was a monster year in hip hop. The debate, I thought about this debate. This record came out in 94.
Do a remix, right?
The original came out in 94.
Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote much. More guns than roses, roses shaking in their
Rest in peace, R.I.P. B.I.G. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Yo, oh my gosh. Think about this. Let's do. Can we even get through Nas? Nas's album in 1994 probably was the greatest.
Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. Smart is mine. Whose world is this? Smart is mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. I sip the Don P, watching Gandhi till I'm charged and writing in my book of rhymes all the words past the margin. The whole of mic of throbbing, mechanical movement, understandable.
Wow. Come on, Facebook police. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Facebook police. I'm vibing right now. I'm vibing. 1994. Well, that was 95. That was 1995. Was Crooklyn 94 or 95? Panic. Damn it. Yeah, 95. Brooklyn, better known as Brooklyn, better keep it short to Brooklyn. Well, let's talk about our brothers. 1994. Let's just go real quickly. How do we not do this? I just finished the text conversation with this brother right here. Rest in peace to my brother Guru. Rest in peace. This is the Morning Yawning, y'all. Good morning, everybody. This is the Morning Yawning. We're having a good time. We are enjoying music right now. Y'all feel my energy this morning? I don't want to talk about nothing crazy this morning. Ego Tripping, Big Old Planet. Wow, Big Old Planet was a good group. Wow.
Maybe I'll do it for charity. Now my employer or my employee is making Greg and ICE very M-A-D. Ever think of
Greg Nice. Smooth P, those are my brothers. Shout out to Nice and Smooth. Wow. Lady of Rage, Afro Puff, that was 95. That was not 94. That was like 95, 96. We lead in from 90 into 94. 94 was a great year. Give me an album that was a groundbreaking album in 90. Curious George, with the light version of Curious George. Give me a groundbreaking album. We're going to continue this debate before I get back to I'm going to cut off the MOP page, but I want to continue this debate, man. This is a great conversation. It's something we've been rocking this for about 30 minutes. Gravediggers. Oh, wait a minute. 1994. Hold on. Let's give some props to these brothers right here. Before I go get my coffee this morning, I would just ride in a second, but yeah. Let's just go. One more MOP page. 1994. Wow. Buddy Collabo, that wasn't 94. That was
Put up, suckers wanna flow, but they got no show. So I'ma grab the mic, flip a script, believe the stun. Both shots the one that gets the drop run. Mic check, I get paid to wreck the set. Get ready to check, cause I'm a threat to your threat. No host bar, incomplete move fakers. Best to play the back of watch a girl, I might take her. If she's a trap, I'ma just then slide. If she try to rip, I got my Smith on my side. Word to God, here I comes to make way. Rugged and rough, killing your set every day. Microphone check, 1, 2, here we go. And I'ma let you know who got the flow. Spitting my
and of course, this record. So I was taking back to my MOP page. Oh, yeah, Scarface. Oh, wait, I can't play it. Hold on, wait a minute. All right, one more record before I let y'all go on my MOP page.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. At night I can't sleep. I toss and turn, candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned. 4 walls just staring at a nigga. I'm paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose. There's somebody watching me act, but I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I don't see the motherfucker. He owns a black hat like I own a black suit.
Wow. Before I go, I just want to thank y'all for coming in. So before I go, if the conversation gets interesting back to where we can talk to my MOP page, I'll bring y'all back. But I want y'all to think about this. What was the verdict? What was the best year? 1998 or 1994 or 94 or 1988? The two most influential, pivotal years in hip hop. Which one of these years was the most influential? And a lot of people this morning are going to say 1994, but I think most people that I know from my era are probably going to say 88, and because we kind of birthed 1994. But anyway, thank y'all for chiming in this morning, my MOP page, and I'll see you guys later. I'll come back to it. later on when we get into the discussion. Your boy Unc. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Wow, that was a great conversation. Good morning, everybody. That was a great conversation. Thank y'all for listening to that this morning. Wow, that was interesting. Wow, shout out to my MOP page. Y'all guys really participate. Thank you very much. Wow, let's start the show again. That was great this morning, by the way.
Hey, Dad, it's Dahlia. Congratulations on your new show. I know how you get.
Oh, hold on. Wait, let me
love you and
let me play some music real quick. I got to grab my coffee, and I'll be right back after these messages. And I'm starting to do something different, by the way. I am now doing my music like a radio station, so where I break in, let the music come in out, and I'll go to the next song. So it's gonna be kind of great the way I do it. So anyway, let's go. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Your boy Unc, love y'all. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Wow, that was an interesting conversation.
I need everybody to the dance floor on this one. Right now. Where's the Bronx? Where's Harlem? It's real tracks. Y'all don't want no problem. Where's Queens? Where's Brooklyn? Ladies scream if you feel you're good looking. Put your drinks up. Take your shoes off. Super tracks. This is what we do, y'all. Who you know make the club rock. Real tracks. I'ma ride it out to the beat drop. Who put the party in the frenzy? So meet me on the floor where the ladies be. Long as the beat keep going, the tracks keep flowing, the drinks keep flowing. Let me see some footwork. Super rocking all night till your feet hurts. I be the life of the party, from the club to the hotel lobby. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. Break a heel, sweat it, sweat it. I break a heel, sweat it, sweat it. I break a heel, sweat it, sweat it. I break a heel, sweat it, sweat it. Oh, let me see some footwork. Let me see some footwork. Come on, let me see some footwork. Stop, let me see some footwork. Hey, I be the voice of the city. They say, did he run the city? Come on. So I stay fresh like Dougie. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. Let's even footwork up in the UK. Break a heel, sweat it out, that's my new way. And this one is for the dancers. Who's the best host out? I need dance. Break a heel, sweat it out, sweat it out. I break a heel, sweat it out, sweat it out. I break a heel, sweat it out, sweat it out. I break a heel, sweat it out, sweat it out. Oh, let me see some footwork. 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 Dance on straight face, you remember? You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that hits your all. You're the one that always call. When I need you, make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Ooh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Ooh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. My love on top, baby, baby. Now I can feel the wind whipping past my face as we dance the night away. And boy, your lips taste like a night of shit.
Love you too, monkey. Welcome to the Raw Perspective with your host, the incomparable Uncle Lays, a.k.a. Lays Elliott, a.k.a. Lazy Lays from the world famous, kicking it with you in topics about health, politics, music, art, culture, and now, for your host, the legendary Uncle Lays.
Hey, yo.
Why do I keep doing that this morning?
Congratulations on your new show. I know how you get, so don't be too rough on it.
Why am I doing that?
Love you and good luck. Bye.
I'm tripping this morning.
Love you too, monkey. Welcome to the Raw Perspective with your host, the incomparable Uncle Lays, a.k.a. Lays Elliott, a.k.a. Lazy Lays from the world famous, kicking it with you in topics about health, politics, music, art, culture, and now, for your host, the legendary Uncle Lays.
Hey, yo. What's up, y'all?
I hate starting
Yo, ladies, it's
without my
Rock.
coffee.
Get in there and tell the people what it is, man. Let them know what this thing is all about.
Come on, man.
Information.
That's what we do. Give it information, inspiration, and invitation to hang out with your boy this morning. We had a good conversation this morning with my hip hop fans out there who loves hip hop, who knows what it is, and we were just going through some of the stuff about what year was more influential. Two very influential years, 1988, 1994. So that was a good conversation this morning. Good morning, J. Cat Barron, Doreen Coxon. Good morning, Kevin Popeye, Sleepless Nights, Kareem, Coco Linton, Patrick B.S., Paul Tomasi, Deshaun Washington, Norette Baseball. What up, Norette? Bars Muirs, Hans Gable, Byron Kirkland. Good morning, Millie Connor, Ramel Gavante, Sarah Noir, Hannah Gravinsky, Kenneth Montgomery. What up, Kenny Montgomery? Rachel Chubrock, Armin Rob. What's happening, y'all? Erica Elliott. Good morning. Jasmine Phoenix, Dawn Smith, Maurice Menez, Dragos Usachi, Fox Boogie on down. What's up? Good morning, everybody. How y'all feeling this morning? Joshua, Crime Time. Good morning. Lauren Kane. Good morning. Pastor Leo, come on. Good morning. Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Trey Dot. Good morning. Renita, Ty Valenzano, Reggie Lowe. Good morning. Dwayne Parker. Good morning. April Leon. Good morning, Doctor. Do Nice Beaujolais. And Do It All. Councilman Do It All Kelly. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, that was a good conversation this morning. I had fun. That was fun. I was talking to the MLP audience this morning, and so it's two different conversations. Yes, it is two different conversations, ladies. And sometimes you don't let me come out here on the MLP conversation. I said they wouldn't understand a effeminate senator from South Carolina, the MOP audience. They live most of them in Europe. You know, they're not going to get you, Lindsay. All right. Well, I still think that maybe you should introduce me to them. All right, maybe one day. I might do that one day. Let's go to blackfacts.com. Lindsey Graham. For those that don't know who I was talking to, Lindsey Graham. Let's go to we got a good one this morning. Blackfacts.com. Let's get them. On January 17, 1942, Muhammad Ali was born. That's a good one right there. I love that one right there. Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali. Born Cassius Clay. Changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Wow, that's a good one. What an amazing person he was. He was widely regarded as one of the most significant celebrated figures of the 20th century and as the greatest boxers of all time. That's a great one right there. Good job today. He fought in several historic boxing matches, including the highly publicized fights with Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, his fight with George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. Wow. Muhammad Ali. Wow. Salute to him. He was a very high-profile figure in the racial pride for African Americans during the civil rights movement. Boy, this leads right into my conversation today. He focused on practicing Islamic duty of charity and good deeds. It's estimated that Ali helped feed more than 22 million people afflicted by hunger across the world. Wow, Muhammad Ali. What a great way to start off today. For more Black Facts, go to blackfacts.com. And yesterday we celebrated Martin Luther King's birthday. I asked a question yesterday. I was like, what happened to all of our Black activism? And where is it now? Where has it gone? Where is our activism? Look at that. Another man who was influential in the civil rights movement, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali stood up against the government and would not box, would not go to war for Vietnam. He said, I ain't do nothing to them Vietnamese, so why would I go kill Vietnamese? Who would they killing me here in America? Muhammad Ali was a great man. Where are those guys today? Where are we today with that? That's the question I asked you today. What happened to our new era of our movements, our civil rights movement? In the 80s, we had the conversations. Who's this? Is this Premier? Good morning, Premier. DJ Premier. I don't know if DJ Premier, what's happening, brother? Yeah. Let's just close that. Yeah. What happened to our civil rights guys? What happened to y'all? Okay. He's was on the move to Paris. Okay, cool. Premier just hit me back. He's gonna come on tomorrow or Thursday, so that's cool. We're gonna have a good time with DJ Pro. Get ready for that. That's gonna be fun. Um, Safe travels. Yeah, cool. Safe travels. Part of back Saturday. Safe travels. If if in if in Paris, show is noon Paris time. If you have time. If not, sorry, guys, I'm talking to DJ Premier. If not, next week. He's in Paris today. There you go. Shout out to DJ Premier, my brother. We love you to death. He's on his way to Paris. Have safe travels, DJ Premier. We love you, and we'll get back to you next week. But yeah, what happened to our activism? Where is it? I don't see it anymore. Where we at? We busy fighting men. We busy fighting each other. All I see now on social media is men and women arguing with each other. All right, ladies, if you're single and you're over 40 years old, you got to change the rules of how you date. You can't go with the same rules you did when you was 20. You're going to have to make some adjustments. That's all only that I was talking to a lady like that. She was telling me how men don't approach her anymore. Yeah. I was Amiri. Okay. All right, Preem. We're gonna kick it, brother. We're gonna kick it. Our women have a little bit different conversation. This is my monologue this morning. Our women nowadays, like say, if you in your 40s or you in your 50s and you're out there dating, or you want to date, whatever the case may be. I was talking to a woman yesterday. She was telling me how men don't approach, men. They don't approach women anymore. Well, that's because men are feeling that sometimes women can be a little masculine and maybe unapproachable. So I think you got to change the rules from when you were 20. Because if you fine and you're 20, what happens is the men will come see you. You know what I'm saying? But right now, you fine and you 45, you're still fine, right? But men are a little bit, they get a little nervous. Because, they have experience of dealing with women, and the women have been a little bit, rough on the guys. So, yeah. We're supposed to mention my band is performing. We're not supposed to, they realize when the curtain. Oh, okay. Dope. Okay. I won't mention it, Primo. I'm like Ron Burgundy. If you write it in the text, I'm going to mention it. So, okay, Primo, I'm not going to mention that. Have a great show, DJ Premier. We see you when you get back, or we'll talk to you tomorrow after the festival. He's doing a huge festival in Europe, so it's going to be a great time. Shout out to DJ Premier. Safe travels. He'll be back on the show either tomorrow or next week. Back to back to my conversation I'm having this morning. Everything has changed to the point where we don't have a lot of black activists anymore. Like not on a large level. Like we got My Son. My Son's dope. A couple other guys are dope that are out there. You got Brother Umar that are out there. But there was a time when Jim Brown and Martin Luther King and all these guys would get together and they would create these coalitions that would go out there and they would fight. Now, we got some great guys out here. My boy Kevin from 100 Suits. He's doing Kevin Elements. He's doing some great work, activating within the system. We got OSG, Off School Grounds, activating within the system. Did I remove my MOP page? I should have removed this page. I don't know why it's still here. I'm trying to move. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm sorry, MOP. We're talking about some social issues right now. If it comes back where you guys are it's relevant to the fans of MOP, then we'll bring you back in. All right. But anyway, let's go back to Facebook. Let me make sure that you didn't cut me off, Facebook. Okay, we're still here. All right. Yeah, we're still here. Back to you guys. Sorry, guys. I just didn't know if I was here. Because sometimes, because of the music I was playing, they cut me off. So the point I'm making is, has our activism changed in a way that now is different? It's like, we're not even, we're not the same activists anymore. Maybe the problems are different, but I see the same problems. I see poverty. I see kids struggling. I see, hunger in America. I see crime. I see it even worse in this version of the United States than it was in the 60s, because I see a lot of our young boys not being taken care of and a lot of young kids in jail. So my question is, has the activism changed, and how are we adapting to being activated in our society? How are we being activated? That's the conversation I'm having this morning. It's your Uncle Lace, Raw Perspective. Shout out to my OSU family. And how can you activate yourselves? I'm drinking his own mushrooms right now. I'm drinking mushrooms. Well, not get high mushrooms, but like lion's mane and all that stuff. I put that in my coffee. Oh, not bad. Okay. Yeah. So my question, y'all, is how do you get activated? Like, what are you going to do to make your life better for the people in your community? That's the question I have. Listen, yesterday was Martin Luther King's birthday. It seemed that it didn't have the impact that it should have had. They were more focused on the statue, not on what the man stood for, not what Malcolm X stood for. So my question to y'all is, how do you reactivate our community to take control of it? There was a time when we were really activated. We were in there. We were popping. What do we do now? I need some leadership advice. I need people to come in and be like, what's important? I need, you guys, hold on a second. Yeah. Dr. D Nice, good morning. It doesn't feel like we're active. It feels like, just like this broadcast this morning, it feels distracted. Because I feel distracted. Because I can't, on Martin Luther King's birthday, I can't look to anybody and say that we're doing something groundbreaking. We're not, today we went and we changed Chicago. What happened to the event? The Million Man March. Remember that? Where men came together and said, we need to fix this problem. What happened to that? How do we reignite our civil duties, our community-based duties? How do we reignite that? That's a question I got for you guys this morning. I don't know where I'm at this morning. Who is? Okay, we're going to have to reload this page. I don't even know if I'm on. And I'm sorry if somebody just type in the chat to make sure I'm on this morning. Because I might have been cut off because of the music. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Good morning. Is that April? Can you hear me, April? Thank you. Thank you, April. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, April. Yeah. Okay. I'm good, Glaze? All right. Thank you, Glaze. But, it just seems to me, thank you. It seems to me that our sense of activism has gone it's almost like we've become children. The men have become children, where we are activated about things that we're not as powerful in our conversation, or our thought processes are short. The men from the 60s, from the Martin Luther King era, were very activated. They were very powerful. They were very dominant men, right? They were very like Jim Brown and all these dudes, big dudes, right? Jim Brown, for all intents and purposes, was more Is it that simple for it not to be in the music? Glaze, thank you, Dr. D Nice. Is it that simple that it's not in the music? Oh, by the way, Glaze, I see you guys are rocking. You're performing tomorrow. That's gonna be it. We'll talk about that too. I'll put the flyer up. We'll talk about that too. How do we activate without being over? Just to make it a pattern of our life. I'm not saying that we got to go out there and pass out pamphlets and flyers and all this other stuff, how we used to do in the 60s to try to activate a community. But how do we activate electronically? How do we activate socially so that this next community movement and for the future is going to be a better version of what's happened in the 60s and now today? How do we activate? That's the question. Yeah, it's not in the music anymore, but is that where we are? Is music? I know music is supposed to influence us, but shouldn't it be the other way around? Life should influence the music, not music influencing the life. I'm a big fan. I'm a producer. I love making music. I love music. Music is beautiful. We live the aura. Interesting. We live the aura of change. We live the aura of change. That's interesting. Yeah, Glaze. Let's talk about your show tomorrow, first and foremost. Preem, my dude. Safe travels, brother. Y'all go out to see your brother DJ Premier in Paris tomorrow. He's gonna rock, I'm telling you. And then he'll be on this show, so we'll rock out. But let's get my boy Glaze on to talk about his show tomorrow. Shout out to my sister Maria Davis. And maybe I should have had her on this morning to talk about this. And pardon me, I was at the dentist yesterday. So, man, the doctor and dentist, it was crazy. But Uncle Lays is on the mend. I am coming back slowly but surely. I just got to get this MRI and I'm good, which is going to happen this week. And then everything is coming back together. I should be good once this MRI comes back. Hopefully. 'Cause I'm tired of being here in the house. It's killing me. All right, Glaze, let's talk about your show tomorrow. Glaze, good morning. Good morning, my brother. Did you like that this morning? I was doing my 1988, 1994
Yo,
thing.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was great, man. Like that, I try to switch it up, but what do you think? What year was the most influential for you?
Damn, I was hoping you didn't ask me. You know what's funny is I cannot, I'm one person who I don't want to say I can't put a timestamp on music. I never know what year something came out. I'm horrible with that because I lived it, because we were living in that moment. I didn't even know what that moment was. You know what I mean? So for me, my answer would have to be almost every year of existence for me in hip hop came because it was so great, man. What year wasn't hip hop great?
Right. But what moments weren't great? Like we were in Union Square, all right, and we saw KRS-One and Red Alert do The Bridge Is Over. And then we saw one of the biggest moments in Union Square was when Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince came in Union Square.
Oh, it was huge. I remember the biggest moment in Union Square when Jazzy Jeff battled. I'm sorry. Biz battled Cutmaster DC.
Cutmaster DC. That was a great moment. Shout out to Cutmaster. Rest in peace to both of those guys. Also, in Latin Quarters, with Scott LaRock, the biggest fights in the world in Latin Quarters we had the big thing for Scott LaRock, big fight. A lot of groups of X-Clan was birthed out of Latin Quarters. Remember, Paradise used to be at the door, and the Lumumba Constant's son, and then this guy Scorpio from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 used to be in the back by the bar, and he would just point. Like, what you doing? I never understood why he would just point, but it was just great moments. Hip hop,
great moments.
Yeah. Death Row, what a brother! No, once again, back is the incredible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Public Enemy performing at the Latin Quarters.
Come
was crazy.
on, man! What?
MC Hammer.
That's when I say it was in the air, man. It was,
yeah.
You know, it goes to that. It goes to what you were saying, where we had the change for people was in the air because it was all in music. Everywhere you go, you heard something of empowerment with black people. Even before that, even go back to James Brown, Black and I'm Proud, and you know, from that era till whenever it stopped, we always had some positivity and some let's move forward in our music.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Very selfish music today.
Very selfish.
Right. Very selfish.
Entitled.
A lot of me. A lot of me. Not
everything
us,
is
us.
me. Nope. This is the most narcissistic time in hip hop I've ever seen.
Like even Run's House, he starts the record with, we have a whole lot of superstars on this stage tonight. We the people, the brotherland and the promised land. It was a lot of we in our conversations with the music. We got to get together. That was we in our conversation
that was
back then.
That's true. And they were telling you they were talking about hard times. They were telling you what was going on. They're giving you the message of what's happening.
Yeah,
we don't have now one of those records right now. You can't pick out one record in this era that talks about even this era. Not one.
Wow. I'm trying to think. Me
too. I was sitting here trying to think. I didn't want to speak too soon, but not one era not one song that defines this era.
Wow. Well, the songs that define this era are about women. What is different, even the misogyny was like, even you think about NWA and they were talking about women or Too Short and all that stuff. It was the bitch is the bitch and the hoe is a hoe and all this other stuff, right? Like those are records.
And even then, when you really look at it, they were speaking to those chicks that were acting like hoes and acting like bitches. So they were telling you, don't mess with a chick that acts like this because this is a bitch and a hoe. Mess with a chick that's like this. Now you don't get no difference. It's just, just go mess with this chick. Go to the strip club and fall in love. That's it.
Well, that's another conversation. Relationships are morphed. Like I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was a beautiful girl, right? Single, beautiful, upper 40s. Let's just say that, in the 40s vein. And she said, she goes out and she has dinner, and sometimes she goes alone. And she says, men don't approach her. And she says, what happened to men? And then as I was talking to her, I was like, maybe, I was like, maybe this, maybe that, or, maybe you. And I started thinking, man, a lot of men find women unapproachable nowadays. Like, because the women are so masculine in their combo that a lot of men be like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight.
I don't know, man. I think men now, and so this I don't want to call it strip club era, but let's just say it for lack of a better word, strip club era or loose, as they were calling the loose women era. I think men don't care anymore. It's more about that women approach them. The culture now is if you have this money, you got the jewelry, you got this kind of car, women are going to flock to you. So some men now are even scared to approach a woman because they're like, I don't have this. Can I even approach this chick? Because what's she going to accept?
I don't have the uniform of today's chick. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Wow. That's what I said. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. So
we've also bred an era of, let's be real, niggas ain't got game no more. We had game.
Right.
We came up in an era when we had to sit and talk to a chick and really kick it to and build with her. So, we building confidence in her mind and her body, her soul. Now, they don't do that. They like, hey, chick, what's up? Hey, bitch. And then next thing you know, the chick is with them.
Well, the dude's game today is sad game. They got suck ass game where their game is talking bad about another guy. Their game is, the way you can get a girl is by diminishing the guys around her to make sure that they different. Whereas back in the days, our game and our aura and our energy was how we swagged out back then. Like I was a swaggery dude. And I had no problem talking to girls.
No, you definitely were. You definitely were. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was. When Kane wrote Smooth Operator, he could have been talking about you.
Yeah, back then, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we used to do. Remember, we used to have girls before Kane was famous. Yeah. And then when Kane became famous, just forget about it. It was just
forget about it.
Just forget about it. It was just a party. It was a party. But now,
I think they lost it, man. They lost it.
But we wore a little jewelry back in the days. Obviously, Kane with the big jewels. I had, we had our jewels, whatever the case may be. But it wasn't like today. It wasn't like Mr. T starter kits that was crazy today. Right. We didn't need that. We had game back in the day. We could kick it to
Yeah, that was just a bonus. That was just because we liked it. We liked to shine with a little bit of jewelry, so we go get it. Well, we didn't need it.
Well, it was different because you couldn't wear jewelry. See, jewelry, if you wore jewelry in your neighborhood, like I'm in Brownsville, so I'm wearing jewelry in Brownsville, that means I had a little bit of respect in my neighborhood because they would have just took it from you.
Yes, true.
Just got robbed. They just robbed you. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't wear jewelry. The dudes and I'm not saying I was the toughest dude in my neighborhood because I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because we had some monsters in my neighborhood. But I was cool in my neighborhood where I could wear my little jewels and ain't nobody bother me. Like, what up, baby? I show love to everybody. I got my jewels on, my name plaque, my nameplate, right? My name buckle. I got my nugget watch, nugget rings on, whatever the case may be. I got the Cuban links, but it wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't walking around with Mr. T, a big, looking like Slick Rick chains and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we were able to rock because we had respect in our neighborhood. Now,
and then we were the premier entertainment back then too.
Right,
that's true. Personality and dancer. So we, what was strange was we were protected by the local drug dealers in the area, the local the thugs, the bullies in the area. They protected us.
Well, because the drug dealers wasn't the rappers. The drug dealers back then was not the rappers. We in the area now where the drug dealers are now the rappers. I think post Jay-Z and guys like that were in the game a little bit, the hustle game. But the drug dealers were not the rappers back then.
No, they weren't.
No, there was the drug dealers, and then there was the music guys. I was a music guy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I was a street dude, but I was a music guy. You know what I'm saying? We both, whatever, but I was the music guys. Like we used to do the music in the neighborhood. So they knew the music guys brung the girls. So why would I mess that up? Why would I mess up?
Right.
Why would I mess that up? I'm not going to mess that up. Why would I mess with Scoob and Lays when Scoob and Lays is bringing all the girls?
Right. And turning the party up, making the party fun.
Making the party dope. You know what I'm saying? Wow, man. Yeah. Glaze, I like your perspective on that this morning. And that bred into the music. The difference though, and here's the reality, right? The difference in 88, I like 88 and the conversation was 88 and 90.
And 94.
94. In 88, the streets, life could have architected the music. In other words, our lives was what the music was about.
Yeah. And our struggle.
Our
struggle was about the music. The overall collective struggle was in our music.
And by 2000, even now, the music dictates the life. So in other words, the music makes our lives.
Right.
Wow.
So now life is imitating the art, where the art used to imitate the life. Right now, the life is imitating the art. And I don't even want to say it's art. I hate to say that, but I think anybody that can throw some, that's musical, that's smart enough or genius enough to come up with some rhythmic tones and do things, I think it's an art form to it. But it's almost like they're trying to dumb down our art form,
Why?
They make it so simple. Now you got to do is come out and talk about some real BS and you on and popping.
Good morning, Sheldon. Prima Lima, good morning. 2000 was a pivotal year. 2005, 2010, another pivotal year. Because 2010 was like, you got like the Drakes and all those guys started coming in.
Right. We have no more poor righteous teachers, no more guru, no more Lakim Shabazz, no more. We have nobody.
Lakim Shabazz.
We have nobody.
Guys that were
that used to be one of my favorite records.
Yeah, guys that were dedicated to. They were dedicated to a message in their music, dedicated to their message, and a lot of that has to do with the labels don't want to fund that. The labels don't want to fund that dedicated message in music. I mean, you really couldn't even put an MOP out nowadays.
No, because they'd have to, and that's crazy to say, right? Because this is a crazy, and that's the hardest group on the planet,
right?
But you know, they were hard, but they weren't so blatantly hard. Where it was like, I'm just gonna shoot a nigga in the face and kill him right now, pick up his body, and then we're gonna smoke on it.
No.
Now it's talking about killing bodies, smoking them, going to the funeral, cutting the body up, putting it in the blunt. I say, what kind of message is this?
MOP is a hard group with code. You understand what code is? Like they have code.
Yes.
That's street code. So that what they speak in their music, if you listen to MOP's music, you listen to street code. That's why that's why people connect with them around the world. They speak of code in their music.
And it's
my first family, my brother, I got you. Whatever. When we in the middle of this shit, we all gonna die together. Whatever the case may be, whatever's going on, whatever our situation is, that is really, if you understand the story of MOP, it's not so much in the music, it's in the way that they live.
Right.
Like Billy and Finn.
Right.
The way
true,
Billy.
True and living. That's true and living.
Billy is a real leader in that space. Billy's moral code is the underlying current of MOP. Right. His moral code is the current, and right or wrong, sometimes a code is basically what he understands. Remember, because it morphs and evolves as he gets wiser and wiser. And even now, I talk to Billy daily, and he talks about what his plans are, what he wants to do, and as he starts to blossom and open up, but he carries that same moral code through the whole process. That's what makes him great. That's the difference. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Check 1, 2. The code is gone in hip hop.
It is.
Wow. The code is gone in hip hop. There's no more code.
Definitely gone.
Is it really like that? I mean, I feel that. I feel that the code is gone. So now the code is gone in the music. Like
the code of the streets is gone. Once the code of the streets was gone, that was it. These guys out here ain't living by code anymore.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
We didn't run up and shoot up in buses and shoot with kids and robbing and women and pushing people on the train. And come on, man, we wasn't living like that. If we was running the streets robbing shit, we wasn't even robbing our own. At least we had a code to where we ain't don't mess with no old people, no kids, and no black people.
Right.
Everything else is fair game. They don't even live by that code. They beating each other up. They killing each other.
Well, that's just something to think about. But I for me, I see it. I see that there's no fathers. That's the problem. The problem is not a lot of fathers left, because you see the difference in when there's fathers. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to the women who are doing everything they can. You got to bring more fathers. The code is.
I mean, I agree. At the same time, I grew up without my father. I never seen. The first time I saw my father was on the back of a record. The first time I saw my father.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of us out there like that, but we knew the code.
Right. Well, society. When I say that, individually, because a lot of us didn't have our fathers. I had my father, then I didn't have him, then I had him again before he passed away. But quite honestly, when you start having this conversation, we had code in the street. We had the men in the neighborhoods back then, so that you still, even if you didn't have your father, the men that you were around had code, so you were able to absorb that as well, and along with the nurturing and the love of your mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. I don't think it was intentional that a whole generation of boys were raised without their father, but now the father's influence on the neighborhood is gone. Like, it's not the same as it used to be. The black man's influence on his neighborhood doesn't have the same impact that it used to have. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think it's both ways. I think the man and the woman. The women were different back then too. Our mothers, our grandmothers acted differently when there were arguments in the house. You wouldn't even know your grandmother and your grandfather was arguing.
Well, a 45-year-old woman or 50-year-old woman wasn't in the club back then.
No. But they went out.
Oh no, they went out. They went out with each other. Like, in other words, they stayed in their age group. When I say in the club, not with the 20-year-olds.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they had a code. You're right. You're not going to see a 50-year-old in the club with those 20-year-olds. That's not going to happen.
The influence is negative on both sides. I got to give the women a chance to speak up, because it's not just the women's fault. Obviously, the women are doing what they got to do to raise their kids, and they have, in a lot of cases, the women are left with the job, and the dad ain't around. He don't bounce.
That's true. But that's been for a while. That's not just this era. That was before us. Our grandparents, some of them grew up like that. But they stood by a moral code that they were raised on, and that they listened. These kids don't listen, and the ones before us, or right after us, they don't listen. So the problem was they learned shit too late, because they bucking the system so hard in the wrong way. People thought bucking the system is just, I'm just going to do what I want to do. I'm going to say what I want and do what I want, and that's me bucking the system. But you're not doing anything to change.
Well, listen. Here's how I feel about it. Right. Here's what I think. I think that there was. In our era, there was a moral backstop. The men had a backstop in the community. I don't think that moral backstop exists anymore, where the men can shut shit down. I know when we had beef in our neighborhood, the OG shut shit down. Like, if I went down, I got a perfect example. Me and School went down Pickens Avenue, and we got into it with some dudes over down on Bristol. We in there knuckling up, and dudes wanted to jump us. Some OGs from my neighborhood walked down that hill. They was down there. They saw us out there fighting. They saw us about to get jumped. They shut it down. And then they was like, okay. And they organized the rules. They said, you ladies, you fight that guy. Scoob, you fight that guy. And we're going to fight. We're going to get it over, and we're going to keep it moving. We had an OG code that you couldn't break in our neighborhood. Right. And then if it got crazy, the OGs would get together and they will organize the conversation, and then it would either be on or it would be off. And most time they would have talked it out, and we moved on, and that's how we got along. So we always had a moral OG backstop in our hoods. We ain't got that. Yeah. We ain't got the OG backstop no more.
Nope. We don't. In the home or in the street. So now you got a bunch of banshees, wild banshees running around like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the point I'm making. I'm saying, and I get you, April. See, one thing I don't want it to be like, I don't want to sound like I'm bashing women in this conversation, because I'm not. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I think that's some bullshit.
No, you can't. No, there's no way.
No way. I'm not bashing women. That's a bullshit conversation when people just start making it like, I see a lot of it. I think it's programming now. I think that they're like, if you flash through Instagram or flash through Facebook, all you see is these guys, bashing women, talking bad about women. That's not the case. I think there's no moral backdrop. The OG code has been dissipated in our community, and that's what the problem is. Sheldon Butler said this is very misled. The feminizing of black men is real. The era is sissified. Everyone is so easily hurt. You can't talk to these kids without some type of drama erupting. Yeah. No. I get that, but sometimes when I say this, and this is the one thing I have to say about a lot of women I talk to. When I say this, they get very defensive. When I say this, that, when I say that we lack men being the moral backstop of the community, doesn't mean that I'm saying that women are wrong. I'm saying that men are missing. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. But a lot of women take it personal. You know what I'm saying? When they're saying that. Sheldon Butler is very true. And that's because, like when my son, like the other day, my son was running through the house, and he ran through it. He bumped his leg. He's like, oh, he's crying and shit. So as opposed to running to him and rubbing his leg, I went over to him. I helped him up. Come over here, sit next to me. So what happened? And he goes, well, I ran her, boo, 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 boo. He's crying, right? I go, well, listen, man, we had that conversation about running through the house, and I think the result of that is what you did. You hurt yourself, and I kind of told you. I said, so what are you going to do? Are you going to keep running through the house? He said, no, I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to do that anymore. So he's kind of got the understanding of the situation. He got it, cause and effect. He had to take responsibility for his actions.
Yeah, that's the definition of if you don't know, now you know.
Right. If you don't, now you know why I told you that.
No, you know.
And then he come back to me later. He says, yeah, Dad, I was thinking about it and I was going to run and do that. And so I decided, I'm going to wait. And when I go outside, and I said, well, that's okay. I just watch, don't run in the street. But, this is what we're talking about. Just pay attention to your surroundings. And you know that you can get hurt if you do the wrong things. And that's cause and effect. I don't know if we have that, because, his mom would just, oh, my baby. And she would rub his boo-boo and, and he would never get the lesson. I think men give it.
Well, they need both. He needs both. He needs to know somebody cares about him. And then at the same time, know somebody's telling him, yo, I tell you don't do that. Right? So they, everybody needs that 50-50.
But now let's take that to the streets. Right. So now that little lesson in the house is a small lesson. Right. Let's take that to the street. So somebody give little Ray the pistol. Little Ray take the pistol, go out there and do something stupid. The consequences of him bumping his head with that pistol, either he going to kill somebody, he going to get killed, or he going to get caught with the pistol and have to do some time. So now now mama can't go kiss his boo-boo. Now,
no.
His boo-boo going to be kissed in central booking by the judge, who's going to send him up for at least 2 years. And then he going to have to do 2 years if he didn't kill nobody, if he just got the gun charge. Now, if he done hurt somebody, he might get 5 to 7. And if he kills somebody, he might get a dime. You know what I'm saying? Dime or more. So, in those situations, mama can't kiss the boo-boo of little boy. So he need the practice of the man giving him the instruction to the cause and effect of his behavior at a young age. And I think that's what I mean by the moral backstop. I mean, women doing what they can do, but I'm just telling you, the lack of men in our community is what the difference is.
Yeah. And see, just how you saying, it goes back to where we were at with the music. It's not just that conversation is not in the music anymore. The lack of it in the music is not in the air. It's not on television like it used to be. So we don't have that aura of change anymore. We don't have that aura of let's follow the code, right? It's gone.
Well, I mean, just to take your level to the next level, we need that conversation needs to be more in the family first and not the music. It needs to be more in the family.
Definitely.
And then it'll be in the music if it's in the family, if it's in the home, if it's in the neighborhoods, if it's in the community. Like our community our community bred hip hop. Hip hop didn't breed our community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We made hip hop.
Then there was other stuff.
Right.
Before then they were playing other music.
Right. We were playing out. So we created music based on our engine. So we took the music. Hip hop is like taking the music that was there already and making a better music out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's based on that. Hip hop is based on pure ingenuity.
Right. D. Parks, good morning. Probably was that the kid that saw his mom via FaceTime arguing with McDonald's worker and then went there and shot him. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yo, that's a true story. Listen, again, no cause and effect. It's all attitude with no code. All attitude and no code. Impulse, no code. D. Parks, good morning. So, Glaze, tomorrow you guys are rocking, huh?
Yes. Tomorrow, me, Dennis Kelman.
Yeah,
we are at Maria Davis, Mad Wednesdays.
Shout to Maria
Davis.
Yeah.
We love Maria Davis.
Yeah. Mad Wednesday. That's on the Harlem on the east side, 117th Street. Is that correct?
Oh, that's crazy. Don't get me to go on. I want to say 130 something street.
No, it's on right on First Avenue. Right, I know the spot on First Avenue. It's Maria Davis Mad Wednesday spot. But either way, the flyer. Let me see if I can pull a flyer up because
the flyer's up.
Let me just see if I can pull it up this morning. Yeah, man, we are definitely going to support my brother Glaze and Dennis Kelman, who is probably one of my favorite, not new artists, but he's probably one of my favorite dudes. Love the way he do his thing.
He's doing it.
Yeah, man. Love the way he do his thing. Let me share this real quick, everybody. I want y'all to go check my man Glaze out tomorrow. It's going to be a great time. I'm going to try. Listen, I'm not going to say I'm going to try to make it. As you know, I am a little bit.
That'd be epic. But don't worry, we rocking. We setting up the We Outside tour for this summer. It's really going to be great. We got a lot of things in the works. So I'm going to, on behind the scenes, I'm going to keep doing a lot.
Yeah, well, listen, I support, I love and support, my brothers and you guys, man. I want you guys to do your thing. That's Glaze and Dennis Kelman. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be epic. 2271 Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, New York, at the Shrine music venue.
Yeah,
is at the Shrine. Yeah, the DJ was also DJ Bring 'Em Out and the band, which is amazing. Carl Brown and the live band. Very low ticket price, only $10, man. Go in because all her money goes to support all of her philanthropic charities that she puts in, AIDS and all this. The Scotts Davis. It's gonna be a good night, and if I can get because I'm on a wheel. So if I can get out there, if I can get out there tomorrow, I'm definitely going to try to come out there and support you guys. And plus, y'all be out there too late for the kid. Y'all be out there late. So don't expect Glaze to be on the morning emails on the next morning because he going to be out rocking him and my main man, Dennis Kelman. Contact 646-305-4912. Also, mariaspeaksout@gmail.com. Make sure you go out there and support
Maria.
Support Maria. Support my peoples. We love Maria. We definitely support Glaze. See, April tells me I sit my ass down. Sit your ass down.
Yeah. We want you to get well, man.
Yeah. Well, listen. Give us a report when you come back on in the morning. All right. Lace, you're gonna roll up. This is fucking D Parks. Yeah, that's funny as hell, man. My man Glaze, man. Always great conversation with you in the morning, my brother. Have a great day, my brother.
Yo, you too. Talk to you later.
All right, bro. That was great. You gonna roll up. See April. No, April. See, now I got to messing with me. Oh, man, that's great. No code. Let's get the code back. That's the question I asked this morning. Good morning, April.
Good morning, ladies. You better stick to it. Rolling your ass up and down.
Rolling up and down. You see me rolling around. You see me rolling around my little bike. Check my little bike out. This is my little bike. Look at my little bike. I'm rolling around this thing. Oh man, it's crazy, yo. I'm definitely rolling around.
You're gonna mess around and get stuck in a ditch.
Oh no, trust me. One day I hit a pothole. I was like, whoa, this thing gonna be right. Yeah. Did I tell you my son set me up?
Pothole in Jersey, ditch in New York.
Right, ditch. It's that thing where the ground just open up. The ground.
You can't drive your Beamer without hitting potholes. You really think you're gonna roll around without getting stuck in a pothole?
I feel like I'd be aiming at potholes. It's just crazy. But how do you hit a pothole? Dang, like right in the middle of the highway on the Grand Central Parkway. I'm driving in the middle lane on the Grand Central Parkway. Boom!
Only so
I lost 4 tires. It was like $500 a tire. BMW tires is crazy. Anyway, so April, great conversation with Glaze this morning. Glaze was right on.
That was an excellent. I loved it. Glaze was right on. He was on point. I agree with everything he said. Good convo.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My next car is going to be a truck. I was talking to Dennis about that too. I was like, look, next car I get, I'm no more Beamers. I am definitely getting a truck next time. And Dennis got trucks. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why he got trucks. And he does have a Beamer, but he don't drive that thing. In his personal car lot that he has. Right? So he's driving trucks, and he ain't messing with New York City. Big trucks too. Like, listen, because the New York City potholes can get real extra. Like, like you drown a kid in that pothole in New York City on the range. All right, that's not nice. That's not nice. Good morning, Allison. So April, this is it's definitely for trucks and SUVs. I'm getting me a truck. I got a truck, but I gave it to Des and the kids. I gave them the truck. So they have a truck. So, my truck has been taken away from me. But anyway, so I think Glaze is kind of spot on in his assessment of where are our civil leaders now. I see it now, April. April, what do we got to do? You in the bottom right now. You out there fighting the fight from the bottom up. Where we going?
We gotta be in it. We gotta be in it to model something different. We can't be outside of it and preach it. You gotta be in it and model it. It's not about preaching. It's not about talking at. It's about talking with. But you have to be that consistent model, and it's hard work.
Do you think that that's what's happening nowadays? A lot of at, not with.
Absolutely.
A lot of at, not with. We need to be involved in the school systems. We need to be involved in the neighborhoods. But who are we talking to in the neighborhood?
We talking to everybody because everybody can touch somebody.
Right.
So it's not about picking and choosing, but it's definitely not about being selective either. You can't be afraid to talk to the people that need to be talked to the most. So people are talking around them, people talking at them, people talking outside of them, but you're not inside of it talking with them.
I got a 50-50 on that. Yeah, I think you're right in that sense. We got to talk. I got a yes and. How about that? I've learned that. I got a yes and here because we got to be able to move the needle from the top as well, because that's what the kids respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But to your point, to that point as well, who are the influencers at the top who are profiting from what it is now, right? So the influencers at some point can change the needle faster than we can on the drop of a dime.
Right.
If they're willing to give up a dime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think that, so when I was talking to my neighborhood, like when I first started doing music and all that kind of stuff, my neighborhood, I was like, I can't save everybody. Because everybody used to come to me for deals, like, yo, give me a deal. I couldn't save everybody. So I said, what I want to do is if I keep moving, people will want to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe just making more examples that people are going to follow is going to be just as important as going in there trying to corral people to follow you. And I think that's what's happening in the example is being put up there like a bat signal of what it should be. The example for women, the example for kids, social media and television and programming is being used to show you examples of what Black life is supposed to be or community or our community is supposed to be. So when you have lack of code or structure in your community, you need something to stick to. And so that's what they do. Like, in other words, we need to buy these sneakers. We need to buy these clothes. This is what it is. This is what's hot. This is where we are. And that's being programmed to the kids. I don't see that. There's no counter programming. We used to have counter programming. That would compete with the narratives. We don't have that.
We had counter programming. We had options. Right. Music was not monolithic. It wasn't one way. Nothing was.
Right.
Friday, I had two young men in my office, and word got to me about something that happened to them outside. And it involved guns and it involved some threats. So I pulled them in to talk to them because I wanted to, one, let them know that I was aware. Two, let them know that I was with them to figure out a way to keep them safe. And part of it was they had to trust me. And you know, I would told them that I was arranging Ubers to make sure that they left at different times of the day so nobody outside can expect them to be dismissed at the regular time. And 2, we had to talk about other ways to be safe.
Wow, that's crazy.
As I made phone calls for different things, right? But at the core, but at the core of this conversation was about the music that they're making, and you know, the disrespect in the current music. You know, smoking on your dead man, like all you, and dude, like that's the highest insult right now for somebody to say they're smoking on your dead man, right? So, it changed into this other conversation about music and talking to them about why are you choosing to say those things in your music, and you're forcing yourself. And Glaze said it, you know, life imitating the art. And now you have to force yourself to be in this life that really wasn't your life, but now it is your life because of your music.
Well, it's different. Men trying to hurt you after you die. I mean, you know, normally, you know, back in my day, men, you know, after the dude dead, it was over. You know what I'm saying? Poured a couple of drinks out for the dude. They want to kill you after you dead now. That's crazy.
So, you know, so we started talking about, you know, their talent, because I wanted to be clear that I wasn't attacking their music, because they're talented individuals. You throw beats together, your beats are nice. You know, you have this pattern, you have this rhythm in your tone. You have this skill. So one of the young men, he said, to be honest, this is not the music I started out making.
Right.
He said, but when I was making the other music, nobody was paying attention. Nobody wanted to hear that. The hood did not want to hear that. He said, and I felt like I wasn't going to make no money putting out that music. He said, so now I changed, and then I went to drill music.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we just had that conversation.
Yeah. Wow.
We just had that conversation. So how can we, well, not we, because I'm not in that arena, but how can the influences in that music arena open up the door for variety? Because all of the kids don't want to do this, but they're doing it because they think that's the only way to make money right now.
Yeah, well, because that's what the industry, that's what the corporations are supporting. But then that goes. Let's take that to another level here. Then that means the African American leadership should be dealing directly with the major labels and saying, "Listen, we got to stop that. So you got to stop funding that." And nobody's checking these major labels. There's no coalition of African Americans or people of culture that are saying this is not the entirety of our culture. There's more to our culture than this. So we need to go and there is no leadership. That we got big guys. D Park says, nah, bro, the disrespect has been there. I remember back in the day, ninjas dug dude's body up and put it in the friend's guy's porch. Yeah, I mean, not in mass. I mean, that was an anomaly. That was like once in a blue they would do that. You know what I'm saying? But
you know, disrespect absolutely always existed.
Yeah,
but the code gave things somewhat of a balance, right? There were always demons. There were always people that went outside of the code and was like epic, but the code was the code, and the code created some kind of balance.
Like, not every funeral was shot up. You know what I'm saying? There was a few, and a lot of that had to do with the drug game. You know what I'm saying? That was really a lot of drug stuff. Retroactive drug stuff, or some dudes would kill a guy and go to his funeral.
It was money. A lot of it was about money. Who took somebody's money about what?
Yeah.
So, but these to that point, like the other young kid who I was speaking to, like he said, like he's like, I'm sure Jay. He said I'm sure Jay don't have to worry about the things we worry about. He said, but how do we get to that? Like, how do we get to we're doing this right now only to get out there, but this is not what we want to do, and then be able to transition.
You got to
That
survive.
was out of the mouth of this young man.
All right, because Jay's only
He
one.
said,
There
but
was a
right
bunch
now-
of those guys.
but-
Yeah.
But right now, this kid is scared to death. Like, he's literally scared to death.
You got to move them out of that situation. I mean, ultimately, that's really the key. The key is you got to get them away from there. They got to go. They got to go, because ultimately that it won't get resolved. Because once it's in the street, it's on, then he's going to have to protect himself. So you know what he's going to do. So at the end of the day, is kill or be killed. So you got to get him out of there. You know, like he's just got to go.
So now maneuvering him differently. His mom is different, thinking about different things. But, you know, I had to make phone calls on the street to try to get a hold of this individual who's causing this havoc. And, you know, then, you know, another call that I make as well, that I can't discuss a lot of things that I do.
Right.
There's a lot of things that I do that I can never discuss, like on the air or, you know, in front of certain people.
Right. You got to get what's going to happen in that case, because normally when you move dudes out of that space, the beef calms down, you know, and once you move them away, like once the kid go away, like, you know, ain't nobody looking for him. You know, that normally calms it down. No, dudes ain't going to, you know, first of all, they ain't got the money, they ain't got the time, they ain't got the energy to go someplace else to go get a dude after if he's gone, he's gone. But if he's in the hood, then that's where it's going down in the hood.
Well, especially when, you know, it's really petty. Like, it's so petty. But it goes back to that sensitivity, right? But it also goes to what they think, like what they think the next steps are supposed to be when something is said.
Well, literacy, lack of education sometimes. So like if your kids ain't reading right, they're not learning, they can't solve problems. That's one aspect of it. But also you think about all the energy that goes into them being without understanding the consequences of their behavior. Like a lot of times kids don't understand consequences because they don't get that authority figure in their life to understand consequences. And it's a tough road on mom to do it.
You know what? I wouldn't say that they don't understand consequences. I would tell you that they accept whatever the consequences are. Like they are programmed already to understand that these are the consequences, but it's twisted in their minds because they think that's life. They think that's what it's supposed to be.
Wow.
Like they are already desensitized. They're desensitized to life.
Okay.
So no, the consequences are real, and it is what it is.
Yeah. We're gonna have to, you know. I mean, there's a lot to that. There's more communications, but it's really just like I said before, it's a good fight. But we need fights on all fronts. So on all fronts, we need to fight. We need people like OSG to go into these, you know, to advocate, to get with other coalitions and advocate on the political side, on the entertainment side. We need our entertainers to go advocate to these labels. Like, listen, you guys got to stop signing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Start giving that an outlet. Let the kids make all kinds of music, but they don't need to make the kind of music that's killing each other in order to get on.
Right.
Consequences sometimes a notch in the belt. That's what Deepak said. That's sometimes those consequences are just a notch in the belt. That's crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's true too. Because, especially if you don't know you don't know the difference, except for shit change. Let me tell you something. It changes when you locked up, though. Your world is different when you locked up, and then now all of a sudden you in the box. You know what I'm saying? Jail is a rite of passage now.
But it's a rite of passage, but also it's just like going to Aunt Caroline's house down south. Like you hate going there, but you're gonna have to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or you know.
Well, that's what we used to do when the kid got crazy back in the days. We sent him down south. You got to go down south. You too wild, right? Send your ass down south and grow up down there. But then you go down south, it's the same thing down south. Listen, it's wilder down south. You go to South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, it's on and popping. Like it's like you think it's popping in Brooklyn. You go to Liberty City, you go any of these
everywhere. It's everywhere.
You go to Norfolk, Virginia, Richmond, it's popping. Like North Carolina is popping. Like you run right into it. So, it's en masse.
And then, and to your point earlier when you talk about the mom, yeah, you get the mothers who are either condoning the behavior, so far gone that they're so caught up in whatever, they don't even understand what their child is out there doing. They're in denial.
That's true.
Or you get the parent who's like just trying everything she can do to no avail because nothing is working and she can't get the help that she needs. But then the kids get locked up. And guess what? They get spoiled to death while they're locked up.
Well, he said it. D. Park says jail is where the homies are. Wow, interesting. It's an interesting point today. April, I think you on it. I think we just got to keep. I don't mind talking about these subjects because these subjects are important for us to think about, and also the solutions. A lot of times people get mad at me because I talk about this kind of stuff, but I think these are great conversations. It's about our children. It's about our future. Because I'm looking down the road, and I think if we don't, the one thing Dennis and I always say, if we don't speak to these problems and we don't try to do something about these problems now, we can't look back 20 years from now and be like, yo, why didn't we do it? And for me, 20 years is another. I'm out the game. I'm on my way out the game in 20 years. So I need everybody to take these conversations. For me, it's serious. Because I don't want to look and say, God, man, what happened? Lace, how come you didn't speak up? How come you didn't really talk about it? You a kid from that. How are you not talking about this? You got to talk about this. You got to figure out ways to at least put the conversation out there so that the people that are maybe smarter than you, that are more equipped than you, that have more resources than you can figure out how to deal with it. So people may not like me talking about this kind of stuff. I got to talk about it.
It has to be talked about, and it's about resources. And, when you say smarter than you, right? I don't know what you mean by that because honestly, although I'm getting my doctorate right now, I'm in the process of getting my doctorate.
Yeah.
There is absolutely nothing that I can learn in a classroom that's better or stronger than what I have learned in the street.
Right. Well, me too. April Leon, everybody.
And
wow.
There are doctors who brag on being a doctor, but their education or their doctor in front of their name does not in no way make them better equipped, make them smarter, or able to do what we do in the streets.
Wow.
And that's period. With the T, as the kids would say.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stay in my position then, and I feel comfortable in this position having these conversations. Because what ends up happening is it motivates people to pay attention. Because if you don't speak, a lot of times we speak for people, like Billy says, we speak for people who don't have no voice, and it's always comfortable to not have that conversation about what's happening to our young kids in the hood, and if you don't speak to what this world is what's really happening, then you really don't have a future. And it's really happening to our African American and our Jamaican, all these other kids that are being Americanized, and they're getting into a situation where jail is now a part of their life, where their life is being disrupted through the jail system and all this other stuff, so that they don't even have the opportunity to go out there and do the right thing or even excel in the world. So there's a more nefarious thing going on here that is steering our kids into jails, not just bad parents, not just poor situations, but there's a larger conversation, because what's happening is the jail is on the stock market. And by the third grade, we always talk about how by the third grade, they already decided how many more jails to build. And what they're doing is now they're building way more jails to put our African-American kids, Latino kids, and poor white kids in jail. And they know that if they put them in jail, they disrupt whatever process they got of having a good life. So we definitely got to keep having that conversation. I was talking, we were talking the last week to a gentleman from Chicago where he was saying kids are going into jail at 14, 15 years old with 3 and 4 bodies on them already.
But people are not talking about. People are talking about what they're doing, but they're not talking about the causes.
Right.
Right. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to get to the root of the issue. There is so much depression. Like when I say that people have no regard for life, right? To have no regard to life, there's something that triggers that. There's a depression, there's a hopelessness to it.
Yeah. Well, because they don't have nothing to live for. They don't know the difference because in some spaces this is foreign.
When you get to the point where you have nothing to live for, you have to be depressed first. You had to feel hopeless. Yeah. You had to be going through all of these negative feelings of like you have no sense of being. You don't think that you belong here. You don't think that the world cares. You don't have a regard because you're sad, because you're depressed, because you're angry.
Right.
And they need healing. Like they need to be healed. But we have doctor with doctorates talking about the problem, but not in the trenches talking and healing the young people.
Well, now we're talking about rolling up your sleeves, and that's a different conversation. That's like going down in the projects, going down in CI, going down in Far Rockaway, going down in Brownsville, going down in Red Hook. Those are real conversations.
Right. Everybody wants to talk about it. Wants to talk about the kids who need help until the kid who needs help is in front of you and might say SMD or might call you a bitch or might, oh my God, like now, that person got to go, and that's what happens. You already know. Right, and people absolve themselves of the responsibility because in their minds, oh, I tried. That kid just couldn't be helped. No, you're just a sucker and you couldn't take it. Like you don't understand like what it means to get over that and past that and through that to really reach the heart of this kid.
Yeah, your boy D. See, okay, April. D. Parks is hold on, don't hang up, April. Yo, your D. Parks is wild. Yo, D. Oh man, D. Parks is wild. yo, D. Parks is. Yo, don't hang up, April, please. Yo, D. Parks. Yo, April. Your boy D. Parks is crazy. you see what he?
I don't know what the chat. I don't know what he put in the chat. So.
He goes. Speaking of which, OG April, I have to go to a middle school out in Coney Island today. Do I need to let you know so I can get a CI hood pass? Like when the dudes go to Houston, they have to holler at the big homie. Speaking of Jake,
where you going to 288? You going to 288?
Nah, I forget the name of the school. It's on 25th Street. Is that on 25th Street?
It's 288 on 25th. If you know the principal's name, is it this one?
Nah, I don't know the principal. I'm going for a basketball. I got to ref a game.
Oh, so it's probably 288. Oh, wait. Gotta be. You don't know nothing. I'm just going to ref a game.
Well, no, I know April.
Well, you better holler at April.
Let him know you know this.
Don't be going to Coney Island unless you got a pass.
That's what I said. I don't want no smoke.
Listen,
if anybody bothers you, just call me.
Just call April. She be over there. She got you covered, D. Yo, D, you hilarious, bro. You hilarious. Yo, D. Oh man, D is crazy. Yeah.
Yo, what's the big homie? I forgot the big homie name.
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince.
Yeah. Jay Prince.
April is in Jay Prince of Coney Island.
April's the Jay Prince. Listen, you can't go to Houston without checking in with Jay Prince.
You're going to 288. You probably get there's probably a dude in there named Tasheen Knight. He's probably running the basketball up in there.
One of the kids, or it's a kid or an adult?
An adult.
Listen, you better holler at. I went to April's I went to April's thing when she got this award, right? I was there. So I seen the dudes that was DJing. There was a dude DJing, and there's another dude that was, he was over there. I thought this dude was going to shoot the place up. The hype man. Yeah, yo, younger than me, check this out.
But you know what?
You at 288?
I'm like 6 blocks away from 288. I'm on 19th Street, so you should stop by.
You better go check in with April. You better go kiss the ring.
Right.
So
you better go kiss the ring.
Bring a gift offering.
You better go bring an offering over to April. Just let her know that you in the building so that you can walk through. You can step through the Coney Island streets and be all right. April, set up an Uber for him just in case you have to. Nah, D good. But yeah. That's what that. But that's,
you're going to 288. That's Principal Dixon, Tasheen Knight. He's one of the dudes out from Coney Island. He's been doing some positive stuff.
It's gonna be thick. I'm coming over at like 3:30. It's gonna be that's the pick of the day. You gonna still be over there? 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, I'll still be here.
And
you stop by 288.
If you come a little earlier, you should stop by Liv.
Yeah. Go earlier. And stop by Liv. That way you good, and then slide over. Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yo, listen, man. Thank y'all today. What a great conversation. D Park, I heard you chiming in, man, but you know what it is. We gotta speak to it. More people like you in the hood, you out there doing ball games, you out there connecting with people, you doing your thing, man. So just keep moving in that space. And if everybody do a little bit of something, we could be all right, man. You know, like I said, but I'm telling you, it's gotta come from the top. We got to get some of the big homies up there really and focusing on ways that we can change that paradigm, because we can't fight against, you can't keep throwing rocks at the sun. And the thing is, some of these larger corporations, they want the kid, they invested in the jails. So why wouldn't Sony Music want to put out?
That's why it's so important. Your lady, I put it in the chat. Yo, it's so important for you to do this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, ladies, you got to do
this. It's you know the My Expert Opinion podcast?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that one, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's, why else? Who else could you be on except My Expert Opinion? Because you got an expert opinion that needs to be heard. So let me know. Well, let's talk offline when you get a chance. Let me know what the schedule is.
Yeah.
They shoot up in Harlem.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get out there and start doing a lot more speaking, because I think my perspective is a little bit separate than a lot of other people's perspective, because they always talking about it from like a rap space. But yeah, I can talk about, but I also have a street.
You got a 360 degree. You got a 360 degree view of the shit, and not many people have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you did all phases of hip hop, and some that wasn't a phase of hip hop. Like
right. I was in the street. Yeah.
You was tagging. You was dancing. You was managing. You was DJing. You know what I mean? You had you encompass all facets of hip hop, and not many people can speak to that.
And I was always independent. I never was owned by nobody. So that was always different. Like I'm a dude. The thing about me, I think, is I'm a dude that you can't, sometimes if I ain't budget, I ain't budget. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes,
Can we drop a bomb and applause to that? You've always been independent?
Yeah,
I always
been independent. I ain't never, you could never get me to fold. You know what I'm saying? So like I fought against the biggest, you know what I'm saying? I fought against the biggest, and I was just fighting biggest. I don't care who it was. Dude on the street, we fight. Dude in the corporate building, we fight. It doesn't matter. You could be the president of the entire music business. If me and you win against each other, I win against you 100%. If I'm in the street, I got to fight with a dude. I win against you, win or lose, whatever the case may be. And I didn't win every battle, but I understand what your point you're making. I'm not a compromised asset. And even in my community, I check the dudes in my community. Be like, yo, I don't like what you said. I don't agree with what you said, but I still love you. Listen, me, Billy, and Fame, we don't ever argue, but we definitely have our different opinions. It's like, yo, like even me and April differ in a lot of different opinions, but I always support her. You know what I'm saying? We don't always agree, but I support her regardless.
D, he really always agrees with me. He just wants to act like he doesn't.
That's true. I be calling April after, be like, you know, I agree with what you said.
Yo, where's the other homie at?
Who?
Principal Power. I ain't seen her in a minute.
I don't know. Principal Power's doing her own thing, man. You know, like I said, this is an open forum, so she's always welcome. You know what I'm saying? You just
Yeah, she caught COVID back in the day. I ain't seen her from a since.
see, this is funny. But also the thing is with Power, you know, Power is very opinionated in her own space. She has her own opinions, and sometimes, you know, when you dish it out, yeah, you got it. Spark. She's very powerful. Let's just say her name ain't Principal Power for fun. She's very powerful. So whenever she's ready to come back on, the door is always open to Principal Power. She's definitely one of my sisters who we love, and we definitely support Principal Power. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna get out of here today, y'all. Listen, have a great day. April Leon, I love you, April. You know what it is. We always, and even though I don't agree with you sometime on the show, but I always agree with you at the same time. It's in Brownsville. You know, I understand April. You know, I get her. You know what I'm saying? And she knows my kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this dude will fight anybody all day long. He don't care. And D Parks, let's set that up. Let's go. And make sure you go see my man Glaze tomorrow. And D Parks, one question before we go. What year was the most influential year in hip hop? 1988 or 1994? What do you think?
Got to be 88.
There you go. Another one. Another 88. Because the music didn't exist. 94 is
I agree.
yeah. 94 was like.
94 was the evolution. 94 was the evolution of 88. 88 would never be the same.
There you go. All right, guys. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. April, love you. D Parks, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Yeah. Thank y'all. What a great show today. You never know what we're going to do in the morning emails. Your boy Uncle's in the building. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. We talk, you know, we don't just talk hard. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot of different subjects. We talk about, good and bad things that we got to deal with. So, you know, every subject is not easy. Every conversation is not easy. But the great thing about the morning emails is that we're willing to have it. It's not always a popular conversation. And I'm not always right. This is all perspective. The raw perspective. And everybody's opinion counts. Y'all have a great day. This is your boy Uncle Lays. Again, shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. You know I love my MOP First family. Salute. Shout out to DJ Premier in Paris. He just hit me up. Like he's going to be on the show. I cannot wait to get Primo on the show and get his perspective. Big shout out to Dr. D Nice and the Wisdom Teeth Dinger. Make sure you check her out on YouTube. She's doing her thing. And we'll be back tomorrow, man. And if I get Premier on tomorrow, it depends on where he's at. He'll come in tomorrow. I'll text him tomorrow and see if he's got a 20-minute window to come on tomorrow and bring him on for the show. Again, shout out to my brother Dennis McKeezy, Easy Breezy Dennis McKeezy, and all the hard work that he's doing with the OSG family and everything else. And you guys have a great day. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And let's stay in the fight. All right. Love y'all. Salute.